In week 2 of our discussion board, we talked about how we go about finding our research. And many of you did say that you're already using the CLC online library databases, but some of you were not even aware of them. So that will be our main focus here, is to look at the databases and see what's available. There will be 2 specific ones that we'll focus on throughout the semester, but I want to make sure here to show you how to get to all of them and see all the different ones that are out. So when you're in your My CLC page, logging in with your credentials, then if you go to the Launchpad, you can go ahead and click on Library here. And then it'll bring you to the home page here. Once you're on the home page, there's several different things that you can do. This is all available links here for the online library. But to get to the databases, what you want to do is under the Find section here, click Articles, Journals, and E-Resources. Once you're there, it will then give you all of the databases that were found. So databases titled A through Z, okay, in the alphabet. And then at the top up here, you'll see it right now it's on all. There's 109 databases that were found that you have available to use through the school. And then if you wanted, you could scroll down and see all of them then here. Or you can click individually on each alphabetical letter. So you could click on A, and here's all of the databases that are found under the A. And then B, C, and so on. But just going back to the all, click on that. And I just want to talk about a few of the databases here. And then, of course, as you're scrolling through, you can see all of the databases. Now, 109 databases can be very overwhelming, and you're thinking, well, which one do I use? And sometimes, depending on what you're looking for, might help you figure out what database is going to be best. So, for example, the 2 that we will focus on the most will be this Academic Search Ultimate. And then we'll also look at, and if you go to opposing viewpoints, or the O for opposing viewpoints, and this is the second one that we'll focus on. But again, let's just get back to the all. And right here, what I want to show you is just the number of different types of databases that we have. So this is going to be one, and what you can do is kind of click on this little eye here, and this gives you information on what this type of database is. So this one is multidisciplinary database with 10,000 plus, okay? So it includes so many different things from scholarly, peer-reviewed, magazines, periodicals, reports, and books, videos, all of that stuff, and different areas. So it is a really good one to do a search in. And we'll look more specifically, I have a video for you for this, just getting into this database and playing around in it. But then some of the other databases that we have here, so academic video online. So this is just focusing on videos that are academic based. So here, again, giving you a description of that. This one, very specific, and a lot of these are very specific. So African American music reference. So again, then you can click here to see what's going on in there. American history and video. So if you're looking for specific historical events, this might be a good one to look up if there's some videos. American music, art, full text, art stores. So again, by clicking on these, you're going to see here's a bunch of over 300,000 images covering art, architecture, and archaeology. So plenty of things out there. Okay? This one focusing specifically on Asian film online, and then more. So it just keeps going and very specific. And then if you're not sure, like, what the heck is this one about, so always click on the little eye and it'll show you what that database is about. But just kind of scrolling through more. Here is the Chicago Tribune. So this one is focusing on Chicago Tribune stuff that you may not be able to get your hands on. This is historical wise. So this is from 1890 to 1984. And then the regular Tribune would be 1985 and beyond. But then more specific things, so classical music library, other references, college source, communication and mass media complete, And we get into some consumer health, contemporary world. So here's one now just on coronavirus research database. So this is a new one that would be hopefully helpful for you if that happens to be your topic. Stuff on criminal justice, current affair videos, or specific even dental related. So a lot of these, maybe not necessarily what you'll need for our class, but in the future, as you're moving into any of your specific academic sections or specific classes that you're taking, depending on your major, you might find one of these databases more helpful. This one in focusing on environmental studies, this focusing filmmakers, films. Here's an encyclopedia, so just the basic stuff. Many of you have mentioned using Gale databases. Well, Gale is the actual company that owns a bunch of databases, and here's some of those. So this one focusing on global issues, this one focusing on human anatomy, this one's literary research, so resources for that. Another encyclopedia, this one on world music. You can get to Google Scholar here. So a lot of times you'll do a search on Google outside of the school and it'll bring up Google Scholar stuff. But what happens is then you don't have access to that stuff unless you pay for it. But if you go in through Google Scholar through the school, then you don't have to worry about that. We've got Harper's Weekly. We've got a bunch of different health stuff. We got historical statistics of the United States. So sometimes this helps if you're trying to pull in statistics of some sort to show something within your research. On humanities, just keeps going with all of the different ones that we have. Some more literature-based stuff, library information science and technology abstracts, more medical stuff. This is military and government collections. So basically anything that might have been pulled in through the military or government, this might come in. So this is usually a really good one to look at as well. We've got the New York Times. Newspaper source. So this one is specifically focusing on newspapers around the country and pulling up ads from all over. Then we've got more. This is nursing related stuff. Opposing viewpoints. We'll see a video specifically on that one and how to use it. We've got our Oxford English Dictionary, more nurse stuff, more music stuff, more music. Just keeps going. Here's some psych related stuff. So if you're maybe doing some classes of psychology based, these two might be good for you. Business stuff, and it just keeps going. So obviously you can see that we have a lot of databases available to us. And then here's just a couple more specific women and social movements in the United States. Here's one that's on world history and context. So sometimes even beyond just the United States. Washington Post, Wall Street Journal, all of this is available to you. So what you would do is click on each of these, and then you'll be able to get further into those specific databases. And as I said, we'll go over two specific ones that you'll probably use the most. But as we start to go, maybe probably on our last project, I'll start to give you maybe some more of these databases that you might want to get into and try to research in. But for now, we'll focus on the first two and then go from there. So if you have any other questions on the databases, make sure to send me questions on that. Otherwise, you just go in through our site, through our CLC, my CLC site, give your credentials, and you'll be able to get in it from any computer.